What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is part 6 of my series on Visual Basic, and in this video, I'm going to be going over looping, okay? Looping is used when you want to repeat a certain set of instructions or procedures or whatever a certain number of times, okay? Or a variable number of times, okay? Let's say I have something I want to do. I want to write console dot sup to the console. And I want to do this, a certain number of times. Now, you can pretend, this is easy enough where, I could just copy this and do it and copy it and paste it a certain number of times if I wanted to repeat it, like, 10 times or whatever. But let's pretend, this represents a little more complicated process. Or let's say we don't know how many times we want to write this to the console yet, right? We just know that we're going to have to repeat this code a certain number of times. Okay? How you do this is you use a loop, okay? And a loop is similar to the if statement in that it evaluates a particular condition, and if that condition is met, then it does something. And if that condition fails, then it doesn't. So it evaluates a condition. If it checks out, then it does something, and it skips back to the top. It evaluates it again, skips back to the top, evaluates it again, etc., etc., etc. So let me just go ahead and show you this, okay? The first keyword you're going to use is do, okay? Now, you're going to have two options here. There's a do until and a do while, and these things are exactly the same, okay? Not exactly the same. They can do the exact same thing, okay? There's nothing you can do with an until loop that you can't do with a while, and there's nothing that you can do with a while loop that you can't do with an until loop. It's simply sort of how you want to think about it mentally. Personally, I tend to think more in terms of the do until than the do while, but it's really all just personal preference, and it really doesn't matter. Some things might lend themselves to, be easier thought of as a do until rather than a do while or whatever. For this example, though, I'm going to use a do until, but I'm going to later show you how I can do the exact same thing using a do while. So I'm going to write do until, and now here's where you put the condition, okay? I'm going to go ahead and quickly create a variable because we kind of need a variable for this. We do need a variable for this. So I'm going to say dim_x as integer, and this is sort of just going to be a counter variable. I'm going to start this at 1, okay? So do until x is equal to 10, okay? Hit enter, it automatically fills in, the loop at the end, and that just means go back to the top. So basically what's going to happen is it comes to here, it's going to say, is x equal to 10? No, let's do this, and then loop, and then it goes back to the top. Is x equal to 10? Nope, do this, go back to the top, etc., etc. Okay, so if I take this sort of process that I want repeated, and I put it in here, and I can delete it up here. Oops, let me turn that back there. It will repeat this in this particular code forever, because x never changes. And because x never changes, x will never be equal to 10. And because the x is never equal to 10, it's going to loop on forever. And we don't really want that, right? When we're making loops, we want, them to eventually stop, at least in most cases. So what we need to do is change x, okay? So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to say, if x is not 10, then first write, sup to the console. And then we're going to say x is equal to x plus 1. So, add 1 to x. Now, here I can show you a sort of a shortcut, okay? There's nothing wrong with writing it like this, but oftentimes you increase a variable by a particular increment. And Visual Basic has this shortcut for you, so you don't have to write all this. Again, this is fine, okay? There's nothing wrong with writing it like this. But if you want to save time and you want to learn some of these little shortcuts, if you want to increase a variable by a particular amount, okay, you can write x plus equals and then the increment. So in this case, I want to increase by 1, it would be 1. So this is the same as writing x equals x plus 1. It's the exact same thing, okay? I'm going to use this for now just to show you guys a shortcut. But again, it's the same idea. Okay, so this loop should run through. It's going to write that, and then it's going to increase x until finally, and when x is, so let's say x is 9 here, you could add, it's going to add 1, x is now going to be 10, it goes loop, goes back to the top, it says, oh, do until x equals 10, oh, x is equal to 10, so we're done here, and it skips to the bottom, okay? Again, don't forget our console.read key just to, so we can, see what our program does, and I'm going to go ahead and run this for you and show you what this does, and it's just going to write sup, 10 times to the console. And there we go. Sup, whatever. Now, that is really all there is to loops, okay? Like I said before, okay, I'm going to show you, right, I'm going to do this exact same idea with an until loop, okay? So instead of a do until 10 is equal to 10, I could have wrote this as written, whatever. I could have done do while x is less than 10. Okay, this is the exact same thing. The program will run exactly the same. Okay, it's just simply a different way of thinking about it. Okay, again, the same thing. The only other thing you need to know about loops is there's two ways you can sort of write them, okay? You can do this, okay, where it's do until /y, or do, and then condition, and then loop at the end. Or you can do a do loop. You can say do, and you can put the condition that you want evaluated at the end. So in this example, okay, it's the exact same thing, only it evaluates the condition when it's about to loop instead of when it's about to do the process. So I sort of explained how the other one works. When it says do, it says, okay, just do it. I just do this. Then before it loops, it checks the condition. Okay, so the only real difference is this. If you write it like this code is guaranteed to run at least once because it's just going to do that code. Only looping it and going back and doing it, the second, third, fourth time is going to be dependent on the condition. Okay, and that's really it. That's really all there is to looping. Do until and do while. And again, it's a preference. Whatever you want works. If you just want to stick to one, that's fine. Personally, like I said, I use untils, but again, it doesn't really matter. So that's really all I wanted to cover in the looping. In the next video, I'm gonna sort of make the first useful program, and it's going to sort of use some of the ideas that we went over. So thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Any questions, I'm here to help. And if you got all this down, I will see you in the next video.